Good morning, everyone. I am R. Umapriya, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Chemical Engineering, Erode Sengundar Engineering College. Today, in this session, we will see about the heat transfer subject. In that subject, first basics behind the heat transfer we will see in this session. So, only the first lecture in the lecture series is introduction about the heat transfer. And the contents in this session, what we are going to discuss is, first one is introduction part of the heat transfer. That means why the heat is transferred from the one medium to another medium and how the heat can be transferred. That comes under the modes of heat transfer. Then in that modes of heat transfer, we'll see briefly about the conduction, convection, radiation and the laws behind the heat transfer and the heat conduction through composite wall. And last one is the problems oriented with the heat conduction through composite wall. We know very well about what is heat transfer, right? So in our particular world, each and every point or each and every place we'll feel the heat transfer. That means heat can be transferred from the one medium to another medium, right? So example, our body. Our body itself is a good medium which is transferred the heat, and our body will emit the heat and it will absorb the heat also. So that concept only shown in that particular figure, that is like how the operation it is taking place in our body and how the radiation is happening on that particular body and how the conduction is happening and how the convection is happening. These are the different modes of heat transfers, but specifically the heat is transferred. Okay, overall the heat is transferred from our body or to our body or on our body, right? So first one is, if we go and sit on particular surface, we'll feel the heat of that particular surface, right? So that is conduction. That means conduction is occurred, or conduction can be occurred due to the direct contact between the mediums. So the best example is, if we go and sit somewhere on the surface, so our heat it will be transferred to that surface, or that surface heat will be coming to our body. So that is conduction. Then next one is convection. That means without contact, without direct contact, the heat can be transferred from one medium to another medium. That is convection. That means if we go and sit somewhere, so we can feel the cool breeze, right? Cool breeze. That means the heat of that particular air is coming or falling on our body, or the cool breeze, cool temperature, it is coming and falling on our body to neutralize our body system. So we'll feel little bit change in our body temperature. So that is convection. Then third one is radiation. Here we don't have any medium. That means the radiation types of heat transfer doesn't require any medium to transfer the heat from the one medium to another medium. It is happened particularly it has happened due to the emission of the electromagnetic radiation. So only we are calling it as X-rays, UV rays, ultra red rays and infrared rays, so ultraviolet rays. So like that we are calling it as radiations. Okay, then last one is evaporation, the loss of heat which has happened in our body in the form of water, that is nothing but the evaporation. So the same thing it is explained with the help of the seashore or river. So here in this particular figure we are explaining with the help of the water body and sun and cloud, everything. So the heat transferred from the sun to water body is occurred due to radiation, and the water body transfers the heat from that particular water body to the land surface, that is conduction. And the heat transferred from the water body or surface to the atmospheric air, that is convection. So every time heat always moves from the warmer place to a cooler place. So that is the basic concept. Hot objects in a cooler room will cool to room temperature, and the cold objects in a warmer room will heat up to the room temperature. So specifically the heat always moves from the warmer place to a cooler place only. Then we have three ways of heat transfer types, and particularly the energy can be transferred in three modes. One is radiation, second one is conduction, and third one is convection. So first concept is conduction. So that conduction we'll discuss in this particular slide. Okay, what is conduction means? The heat is transferred from one particle of matter to another without the any deviations, like means direct contact only it will be happening, and most of the quantity of the heat will be transferred from that particular body to the another body. So without the movement of any object it will happen. So this conduction it will be happening due to the presence of the molecules in that particular body. So this is the best example. The pan is getting heat from the fire, and this pan is getting heat from the fire, right? This is happened due to the conduction only. So the conduction it can be occurred due to the direct contact. So example of conduction we can explain with the burger, and this piece of cheese melts, and it transferred from the meat to the cheese, and this type of heat transferred type is called as conduction. The next one is convection. Convection is the movement of the heat from the one body to the another body, and most of the cases fluid system follows the convection modes of heat transfer. So this is the best example. The vessel it got heat from the fire body, and that from that surface, vessel surface, the fluid system it is getting heat from the vessel surface. That is nothing but the convection. Convection it is occurred due to the motion of that particular medium. So these are all the examples of convection. First one is air movement in a home and pot of heating water. Then third one is radiation. Radiation it is occurred due to the electromagnetic waves, and it does not require any medium to transfer the heat. So this is the best example, sun rays. So examples of radiations are fire, heat lamps and sun. And these three ways of heat transfer is differed from this particular points. Transferred in rays or waves, this is radiation, and transfer of heat that happens when molecules bump into each other, that is conduction, and transfer of heat by the flow of material, this is convection. And energy from the sun warms the earth, this is the example of radiation. Then objects must be touching, and main thing is heating the vessel, that is nothing but the example for the conduction. And in cooler air or air cooler, that is the example of convection. And we'll discuss about some of the basic questions also, and that answers also. Which of the following is not a method of heat transfer? So from this discussion we discussed about the modes of heat transfers, or one is conduction, convection and radiation. So radiation came in the option number A, and option C is conduction, and option D is convection. So apart from this 3, B, insulation, it is not a method of heat transfer. So the answer is option B. In which of the following are the particles closest together? in which of the following are the particles closest together, right? First one is solid, liquid, gas and fluid. From our knowledge, we are well known about the solid, right? Solid molecules are packed very tightly because of the strong force. So solid. So answer is solid. How does heat energy reach the earth from the sun? So how does the heat energy reach the earth from the sun means, first one is conduction. So direct contact, here we don't have any direct contact. So option B we can't select. And convection, we have the we should have the fluid system and solid system. So here we don't have anything. So convection, it's not the correct answer. And insulation, it is not at all a modes of heat transfer. So radiation, so the radiation, the rays of the sun, it will come and fall on the particular surface without the help of any medium. So that is radiation. So option A, radiation, is the answer. Which is the best surface for reflecting heat radiation? One is shiny white and dull white, shiny black and dull black. Black body, it absorbs the particular heat. So black body, most probably it absorbs all kinds of heats. Absorptivity of the black body is 1. So it does not reflect any radiations, right? Incident radiations. And when compared with the black body, white body, that white body, it will not absorb any radiations, any incident radiations. So reflectivity, it is particularly the reflectivity of that particular white body is 1 and absorptivity of the particular white body is 0. So here the question is, which is the best surface for the reflecting heat radiation, right? So reflecting, so all kind of reflection we can get from the white body. So option A and B are the choice. And here what they have mentioned means shiny white and dull white. So dull white, again it will come to the gray kind of bodies, right? So shiny white, option A is the answer. The next question, which is the best surface for absorbing heat radiation? Then absorbing, when compare the last discussion, when we consider the last discussion, that uh, shiny black or dull black is the answer, but absorptivity shiny and dull. In that, dull is good, so shiny black, sorry, dull black is the answer, option D. Then the laws behind the modes of heat transfers are, one is Fourier's law of heat conduction, and next one is Newton's law of cooling. Then third one is Stefan-Boltzmann law. Fourier's law of heat conduction, we can use it for the conduction, and this Fourier states that the rate of heat transfer is directly proportional to the cross-sectional area and temperature gradient. So temperature gradient, we all know about dt by dx is the temperature gradient, and A is the cross sectional area. So capital Q is directly proportional to A into dt by dx will get. Here they have mentioned L instead of dx. So we got the Q is directly proportional, capital Q is directly proportional to A into dt by L. Okay, and when compared with the rate of heat transfer, the heat flux can be defined as the rate of heat transfer per unit area. So small q is equal to capital Q divided by A. So small q, the formula, it can be rewrite it as small q is directly proportional to del T by L. And if we want to remove that proportionality, we have to introduce the proportionality constant, that is K. Small q is equal to minus K into dt by L. This is the formula for the small q. And if we consider the capital Q, rate of heat transfer, minus Ka into del T by L. This K is the thermal conductivity, or it can also be called it as coefficient of heat transfer. Okay, this is the Fourier's law of heat conduction, and by using this Fourier's law of heat conduction, we can solve the problems and we can find the thermal conductivity of the material, rate of heat transfer, and heat flux of material. The next one is Newton's law of cooling. This is used in the convective type of heat transfers, and this Newton shows that the rate of heat transfer is directly proportional to cross sectional area and the temperature difference. So capital Q is directly proportional to A into del T. So if we want to remove the proportionality constant, here Newton he introduced individual heat transfer coefficient, that is H. So if we introduce this H to remove the proportionality, Q is equal to HA into del T. This del T is nothing but the temperature difference from the hot body to the lower body, or from one place to the another place. So Q absorbed, if you want to write, means H cold, A cold, and T S cold minus TB cold. And if we want to write Q reflected, that is nothing but, that means donated, that is nothing but H hot, A hot into TS hot minus TB hot. And the third law is Stefan-Boltzmann law. It is used in the radiation type of heat transfer. This Stefan, he shows that the emissivity of the particular body is equal to the 4 power of that particular temperature, is directly proportional to the 4th power of the particular temperature given on that particular body. So if we want to write in the mathematical way, that can be rewritten as E is directly proportional to T to the power of 4. This emissivity power, it can be write in the form of P divided by M squared. So P by M squared is directly proportional to T to the power of 4, or E is directly proportional to T to the power of 4. If we want to remove the proportionality here, he introduced sigma. Sigma is nothing but the Stefan-Boltzmann constant. This Stefan-Boltzmann constant also he derived the value of the Stefan-Boltzmann constant, that is 5.667 into 10 to the power of minus 8 is nothing but the Stefan-Boltzmann constant value. And the next one, electrical analogy and the thermal analogy. The difference between the electrical analogy and thermal analogy, most of things are same. Like instead of this voltage, we will have the temperature difference here. Instead of this current intensity, here we have heat flux, and here instead of this resistance of electricity, here we have resistance for the thermal conductivity. So Ohm's law, it defines the electrical behavior, and here this Newton's law of cooling and Fourier's law of heat conduction, everything, it defines the heat flux value. And next one is steady state conduction through a composite wall. Composite wall means the particular wall, it is composed with the help of 2 or more than 2 materials. So that is nothing but the composite wall. Here in this particular system, we have 3 kinds of materials, and this particular wall is made up of 3 kinds of materials. One is A, one is B, and one is C. And these 3 materials, it is having the space del XA, del XB, and del XC. And these 3 materials are having the different thermal conductivity K1, K2, and K3. If the 3 materials are having the same thermal conductivity, we can use the same thermal conductivity value K. So here instead of this K, here if we want to apply this Fourier's law of heat conduction, because this material is made up of solid material molecules are helping in the transfer of heat. So direct contact, it is giving the conduction type of heat transfer only. So Q is equal to Ka into dt by dx is the formula. So if you want to rewrite this, Q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by del x divided by Ka. We can rewrite it as, and this value, it is equal for all other 2 materials also. So if we substitute this T1 minus T2 for this material, T2 is the intermediate temperature of these 2 surfaces. So T1 minus T2 divided by del x by Ka for the A material, and this is equal to the T1 minus T2. T1 is this temperature and T2 is this intermediate temperature. So T1 minus T2 divided by del x divided by Ka for the B material, and for the, it is equal with the third material T2 minus T1, or T2 minus T3 divided by del x divided by Ka for the third material. And all together we can rewrite it as Q is equal to T1 minus T4 divided by del x divided by Ka for A material plus del x divided by Ka for B material plus del X divided by Ka for the C material. And instead of this full considering the full solid system, if we have the fluid system behind that, here for example, behind the solid body system, this side we have hot fluid and this side we have cold fluid. So here again, apart from the surface temperature, we have one another temperature also, hot fluid temperature system and cold fluid temperature system. So if we substitute this, we will have the total resistance value is 1 divided by H1A in terms of heat transfer coefficient, plus for the conduction material L divided by Ka, plus for again convective type of heat transfer 1 divided by H2A. So with this, we will discuss about one problem to find the concept of the thermal conductivity, rate of heat transfer and heat flux. So the question given is, calculate the rate of heat loss through the vertical walls of a boiler furnace of size 4 meter. So furnace size is 4 meter by 3 meter by 3 meter is height. So 4 into 3 into 3 is the size of the particular boiler furnace. The walls are constructed from an inner fire block wall 25 cm thick, which is having the thermal conductivity for 0.4 watt per meter Kelvin. So first X1 is 25 cm and K1 is 0.4 watt per meter Kelvin. The layer of a ceramic blanket insulation of thermal conductivity. So K2 is 0.2 watt per meter Kelvin and X2 is 8 centimeter, and last one is and a steel protective layer of thermal conductivity. K3 is 55 watt per meter Kelvin and 2 mm thick. So X3 is 2 mm thick. The inside temperature of the fire brick layer was measured at 600 degrees Celsius. This is T1, and the temperature of the outside of the insulation is 60 degrees Celsius. That is T2. Also find the interface temperatures. So they want to know T intermediate temperature, T dash and T double dash, because we have three materials, right? So we will have two intermediate temperatures. So one is T dash and the other one is T double dash. So these are all the given data, composite wall given, and that composite wall size is L is equal to 4 meter, B is equal to 3 meter, H is equal to 3 meter, and first material thickness is 25 centimeter, 25 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. So better before going into the solving of the problem, we'll convert that particular units to the SI units. Whatever the units given, we'll convert that units to the SI unit. So L1 is equal to 25 centimeter, 25 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. K1 is equal to 0.4 watt per meter Kelvin. L2 is equal to 0.002 meter and K2 is 54 watt per meter Kelvin. L3 is 0.08 meter. K3 is 0.2 watt per meter Kelvin. T1 is 600 degrees Celsius. T2 is 60 degrees Celsius. And if we come in the solving point, we have to find the first del T value. So del T, T1 minus T4, so 600 minus 60, and we have to find the total thermal resistance, that is R1 plus R2 plus R3. R1 formula is L1 divided by K1A, R2 formula is L2 divided by K3A, R3 formula is L3 divided by K3A. We know all the values. If we substitute these values, 0.25 divided by 0.4 into 12, we will have the 0.0521 kilo per watt, and for second material 0.08 divided by 0.2 into 12, we will have the 0.0333 kilo per watt, and for the third material 0.002 divided by 54 into 12, we will have the 0.000031 kilo per watt. Then total resistance, if we add these three, we will have the total thermal resistance, and if we substitute these values, we will get the Q is equal to 6320.96 watt. So the next part is we have to find the interface temperature, right? So first material, for the last material T3 minus T4. So for that is Q into R2. So 6320.96 into 0.5031 is nothing but 0.0196.